And it looks like we are now getting into our round 3 battle here with Shawn and Cloudy.
It looks like Cloudy is either on the play or deciding to mulligan. Not quite sure here. We'll see in a moment once they make their decision. Oh.
Okay.
Or maybe it's Shawn that's on the play here. That is, it looks to be a Lumaru from Shattered Stars. Big 5 body here.
Yes, and I wasn't able to see, is that properly enchanted or is it a misenchanted Lumaru of lore?
It looks to be properly enchanted, but not 100% sure. Notably, though, no back row here. So CloudyXenon just has the floor to do whatever they want to do, and they're opting for an Ash Drop at phenomenal turn 1 play.
Oh, yes, especially with no back row, like you mentioned, not having to worry about PTA, not having to worry about Gorgons. That's a free rabbit right there.
And now Shawn's going to need a little extra oomph to be able to hit over that rabbit and start pressuring. But we'll see. Being in Solar, is this the Solar deck here? I know that PK and I were talking about that extensively. I believe you and I were as well a bit earlier. Maybe we might just hear on screen.
Hopefully see some of those, maybe the Luster Gone, maybe Camel makes an appearance. I like your cow shout out, honestly. I love the cows.
Those ones are a fun one. I could talk for days about the process of developing those cards, but more importantly for the here and now, it's just a powerful way, again, just more removal. And I think that's the real strength of Solar right now, is that it's just got a lot of built-in removal options in their Ascensions that make them very appealing to play.
Absolutely. And we have 3 back row set by Cloudy, which is incredibly intimidating for Shawn to be looking down. And
Corvishine.
Okay. So we have been talking about foretelling things all day. It looks like we're going to finally see that in play.
Yeah. An Avalanche. Looks like Avalanche, Earthquake. And then we'll see. Well, we won't know what Shawn ends up drawing and stacking, but that looked like Avalanche there. Did it look like that to you?
It was either Avalanche or maybe Earthquake. It was a little hard to tell, but
I know the top one was definitely Earthquake. I think the second was Avalanche. What are you trying to do with Avalanche in Solar? I'm surprised. No, I feel like there has to have been someone that's brought a Rise from the Ashes deck, maybe Pharaohgeist. Don't think it's worth right there. But getting back onto the clash here, you see a Viscerous come out from Cloudy. That's going to be an interesting play. Can hit over the Corvishine and start spawning out the 1 extra copy of it. Notably, OP1 looking great.
Yes, and I think we're still, is that a back row that we're seeing coming through?
That was a back row. I think it was obscured by Shawn's hand, and I'm guessing it's a shield.
Yeah, it looks like a shield.
Yeah,
I think we had that Viscerous being sent back to hand.
Looks like a Flare Mine was used as well. Not too surprised since it's all the Avalanche.
Could be a Cryoblast in for some tech, for sure.
That's another good call out. Maybe that other card was Cryoblast, not Avalanche. But a Neblio here foretelling, I cannot tell here.
It is such a blessing that you can identify these cards so well. It is a bit blurry, but you are helping see us through.
There's a Rise from the Ashes, though. It looks like
I see that one.
Looks like Shield, Avalanche, Rise from the Ashes, and it looks like another Lumaru, I think.
Very interesting. I am looking at that Rise from the Ashes, and I am hoping. And are we still on Shawn's turn right now? Is he deliberating? Is that what we're looking at right now?
I believe so. And, what is that card? Because this could be the extra solar. Is that an Earthquake? We did see the Earthquake reveal, so yep, that's the Earthquake here.
There's Earthquake, and there goes Bunny.
And now Shawn's got the big board presence, so can start swinging in. But again, Cloudy with all that back row, got like something like a Tsunami just... There we go. Just shuts down this offense right here for 1 spirit, saving himself 2 spirits.
Huge value for 1 counter rune.
Absolutely. That's kind of the stuff you want to see for Tsunami. And now it's back on Cloudy. We'll see what they can do in the face of 3 Elestrals. Just throwing out that Viscerous again, but notably into no back row. So this will connect.
And we will see that second Viscerous.
Absolutely. But hey, if Shawn can deal with those 2 Viscerous, there's that pressure tool just out of the way right away. But likely we'll need to either see an Apollo to try to buff up that Neblio, or whatever they're trying to get out with that Rise from the Ashes combo.
Very curious about that, definitely. With 3 back row sets still, I have to imagine Cloudy isn't too nervous.
Likely not. This could be Cloudy taking back board control with just this one little bug here, proving how good it is. Ooh, this is a double avalanche. New PTA reveal.
Okay, and I think that was a shield in there as well.
Looks like it. That is... I really think that is avalanche there, but I don't think that's really what Shawn wants to see. Here's what's in his hand. Maybe it's a bunch of Elestrals, but ideally you really want some of those runes in hand right now.
Now, for me and those tuning in at home, what exactly is the wording on Avalanche? This is not a card that we see very often.
Yes, Avalanche is a 1 Frost Invoke rune that makes both players mill the top 3 cards of their deck, or in other words, send it 3 cards from the top of their deck to the underworld. But then if you control a Frost Enchanted Elestral, you can send an additional 2 cards. Here, likely, it'll just be the 3 cards.
Okay, very interesting.
Ooh, a re-enchant on the Corvishine, so really just trying to cycle through these cards here.
Yes.
Looks like put Shield on the bottom, because we saw Avalanche, PTA, Avalanche.
And specifically, Avalanche being paired with Solar and this foretell ability, being able to see what those cards are that you will potentially be milling, is very interesting.
Yeah, this is something brand new that I've not seen prior. I really do hope we can see this pop off, and we do see the Avalanche here, but are these the cards that Shawn really wants to see?
Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna start ramping him up into what his eventual strategy here is. Oh, that one of Demeter going to the underworld.
And we also saw an Eddie as well in an altar. Not too surprising overall, but really good hits. And as you called out, notably the Demeter here. Now Shawn does not have to deal with that card.
Yeah, that is a tough loss in this current format, for sure.
Another reason I thought that the Avalanche might be run here is just when it's sometimes with Foretell, if you don't have a way to shuffle up your deck, you can get the top cards of your deck clogged with cards you don't want to see. Shawn might also just be using Avalanche to be able to just speed through those cards that he doesn't want to see anymore, with the added benefit of if he mills a high-cost Elestral being able to rise from the ashes. So that's a very possible angle to take this.
Absolutely. There are multiple applications, and there is a kind of harmony with this Frost and Solar combination that I hadn't even considered before.
Me neither. I can't wait to see if people kind of take this concept even further. Maybe once we see a Frost Solar Elestral at some point. But notably an Elichick coming down here. So with the Demeter milled, Aeolus.
Oh, Aeolus?
I was not ready for that one. It looks like there might be...
Was not either. I thought maybe Zeus.
Same here. We don't know. There might still be a Zeus in there, but with the board control, might just want to start fishing out some more Elestrals to keep up the pressure here. Notably, Wynn's got some phenomenal Elestrals that can help control the board. The first one that comes to mind is, of course, the Sorlet.
Sorlet is a great mon, and as someone who was in the Wynn Pantheon for Elestriad Season 3, I was able to really learn about all of the toolbox applications that it has. It's a great element, and I think it's really cool to see that it's having more play. And we just cleared the entire board over on Shawn's side. Cloudy swinging in with both this and the Elichick.
We'll have to see what Shawn ends up doing here. Looks like Shawn is deliberating on what his next play should be. How is he going to face down double Viscerus and an Elichick, knowing that there will be an Aeolus coming out that could potentially search out a plethora of Wind Elestrals? Like, the sky's the limit for what Xenon could have in that Wind section, but looks like an Expend to draw and pass?
Okay, interesting. And this just goes to show that even with Viscerus down to 2, it is absolutely still a threat.
For sure. Just curbs his power just a little bit, but definitely still makes it a highly playable Elestral. And we see that power. Ooh, a P-Gust.
P-Gust coming out. Oh, I love P-Gust. Falocane is one of my favorite Elestrals of all time.
Here, P-Gust going to put in some work. Notably, it looked like Shawn set 2 back row, and a P-Gust cast will pop 1, and then all the attacks could potentially force the other one, just clearing out that back row.
And with the additional spirit left on the Aeolus, I have to wonder if that has been left there for a specific reason.
Yeah, sneaky Exaltair burn. Definitely could win
Exaltair
games.
is real and could be coming.
This could also telegraph an alter play. We did see alter milled off of the Avalanche from Xenon's side, so that's the other possibility.
Very true.
So we'll see what Shawn ends up doing here. It looks like just hitting in with all 4, potentially.
Oh, man. And this just shows how quickly a game can turn around, because we were tied exactly in spirits, but because Cloudy, and there is the scoop. There's definitely something to be said for keeping, when you win game 1, for keeping possible plays in your back pocket to be able to trip up if you go to a game 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, there is another dynamic at play here, is going first or going second. Because I know I've seen a lot of times players will side deck Resting on Your Laurels and then side it in when they're going second, just because it's more likely to be live. So I wonder if that dynamic might play a bit here. Maybe not in this match, but definitely I would expect in the high top cut matches. But starting off with the Galaxy on Cloudy's side, and it looks like Shawn might have mulliganed.
Yeah, I think we saw mulligan, and Cloudy did go first, it seems. So Shawn has opted to go second.
Yes. And then 2 set by Shawn as well going into... Maybe Shawn did go first, because there's the 2 set there. Wasn't quite clear. An expend to draw? Or is that from the attack?
I'm not sure.
It was the draw attack. But Strong for the Galaxy is strong here. Just a big 5 body. And the one thing about Solar is Solar stats are generally on the lower side. You need to ramp them up either through just getting a ton of Solar Spirits on board for Neblio or Ascension plays.
Yes, and it's very interesting to see Galaxy from Cloudy, because I wonder if that was something that was cited, because we saw Wind, we saw Earth, we saw Thunder with the Elechick, and now we're seeing Water as well.
Very potentially so, because there's only so many spirits that you can run your spirit deck before it just becomes too clogged. So maybe did side out some of those pieces just for a more efficient water package. But Cloudy taking a massive lead here against Shawn. Already down 19 to 14 spirits, or looks like it should be 18, because it looked like Cloudy did expend to draw on his last turn. Don't really blame him. You've got a Galaxy on board against no other Elestrals. Just get up on resources, so even once Shawn starts doing something, you just have a ton of cards at your disposal to hit back with.
Yeah, absolutely. And going over onto Shawn's side, looks like we're seeing, is that a resting? No. Yes?
What is that?
I don't think we have enough spirits
Nectar
for
of the
resting,
Gods?
but maybe.
I think that was Nectar of the Gods, because I saw him take 2 cards from the top of the deck.
It was a Nectar of the Gods. I see the animation playing right now. Thank you, Zeus. Take your little sippy.
Ooh, we'll see what he gets off of this. Is that a First Light?
Oh, interesting.
That
And
looks like it's
I've never seen First Light played. For the folks at home, and again, me, do you mind telling us what that card does?
Absolutely. So First Light is a 1-cost Solar Invoke rune that lets you search your deck for a Solar card, or Solar Elestral specifically, shuffle your deck, and put it on top. So it lets you stack your deck.
And is it any cost Solar Elestral, or is it only 1 cost?
Any cost. So you can start stacking your 3 costs right away. So I'm wondering if that's meant to try to get whatever he's building up to into the underworld with an Avalanche to then rise from.
Right, possibly that Celestlio that you mentioned we could see.
Celestio, Lustragon, though the interesting thing about Lustragon is we haven't really seen a Nexus bank from Shawn to be able to capitalize on it. But over on Cloudy's side, we see an Eddie just getting bodies out on board, I guess. Just pressure.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, because of that Galaxy, his Eddie is, booty is big, attack not so much.
Yeah, that's a good call. And it looks like that Eddie was not quite sure there. Was that a shield PTA?
Well, it went to Underworld, so...
It might have been a Laurels. And we might have missed the attack and it passed back over, potentially. I can't really tell what the card was, because if that's a shield, that Eddie should be back in hand.
Yeah, very interesting. It did seem to be on that battle step.
Yeah, and then even if it's poison-tipped arrow, that still wouldn't work because of the Galaxy. Eddie would be a 1-2 at that point.
Right.
But it does look like it's back on Shawn's turn. I think that's a Neblio. Ooh, and it gets Gorgon's Gazed.
Okay.
So I can't quite tell if it is a Neblio or not to confirm, but It's something that needed to get a Gorgon's Gaze.
Yeah, we did see Neblio last game, so probably a good shout there, I would say.
I'm a little sad we saw the Eddie go, because that could have led to a very interesting dynamic with that Gorgon Gaze set, where if Shawn tried to attack into Eddie, Cloudy could have Gorgon's Gaze his own Galaxy to be able to swap the attack back and cause the Shawn's Celestial to be destroyed. But ended up not seeing that here.
That would have been very cool to see.
Galaxy mind games are real here. But we did see an Ambrosia out from Shawn trying to recover some spirits back at a major deficit here. Ooh, and the Cryo Blast to take out, I believe that is the Neblio there.
Oh, this is brutal for Shawn, just unable to get any kind of momentum.
And now a Galaxy as well. The funny thing is, these are all cards that Cloudy is casting out that ideally you would hold to answer specific Elestrals, but because Cloudy is so far up both on tempo and spirits, he just wants to throw guys out there to continue pressuring, which understandably so.
And swinging directly for 2 damage as well.
Yeah, really putting Shawn on the back foot here. Doesn't look like Shawn can quite get whatever his strategy is up and running, unfortunately, but maybe he's still got half his spirit, so maybe he can make some play happen in the latter half of this game.
That's true. 10 spirits, the game is not over. There are still plenty. Oh, well, 6. We're at 7 spirits at this point, which is still a lot to play with. And as we talked about earlier, we don't know if maybe Cloudy sided things out because we see a lot of different kinds of Elestrals. But now looking at both Galaxy and Galaxair, we in fact do still have those Wind Elestrals in deck. So we just have a smattering of Elestrals happening over on Cloudy's side.
I think that's the Rise from the Ashes.
Oh?
Where are you bringing Ack with this? I don't think... Yeah, it's just the Neblio here. I was thinking he had just enough spirits that he could go Avalanche if he can hit specifically a Celestlio. If he's running it, Rise from the Celestlio, leave him with 0 spirits, but could potentially wipe out Cloudy's entire board and just tell them, you need to answer the Celestlio. But unfortunately, that's not what we're seeing here. We're just seeing a Neblio gets Gorgon's Gazed again.
Oh, that is brutal, especially with that Galaxair on the other side, who is able to come back and answer it this next turn.
Yeah, I think we might be seeing a wrap here. A quick round 3. Cloudy potentially taking it 2-0. It's just up 11 spirits, up on Elestrals on board. And that Neblio is smaller than the Galaxy. And either way, the Galaxair can hit over it easily. We'll see what happens in this final... I think we're in the closing turns here.
Well, Shawn having to start out with that possible mulligan, it seems that he's just been unable to get a guy out. And when he has, Cloudy has had an answer each turn. And a second Galaxy has hit the field.
This is just insult to injury here. Because if the hand gestures I'm interpreting right, what Cloudy specifically did was use Galaxair to swap that 1 Galaxy back to a 5 attacker. Because the Galaxies are negating themselves, essentially, since they're flipping and then flipping back. But at this stage, it's just like, does Cloudy really care? Because if Shawn tries to answer one of the Galaxies, the other one goes back to 5 attack.
Yeah, I would say Cloudy for sure. There was a chance of meatballs today, and they have been raining down over on Shawn's side.
For sure. The question is, which Elestral would be the leak? Because that's all I can remember about Cloudy Chance of Meatballs is that's funny leak.
We'll come up with it. We'll workshop it and get back to all of you whenever we figure it out.
But I think that looks like it's that Cloudy takes it 2-0 against Shawn.